Hello class, welcome on the onset of online learning platform. Today we will study class 7 geography chapter number 3 our changing earth. This is the first video after summer vacation and I hope that you all have enjoyed the summer vacation. So before starting the chapter we must recapitulate about the topic and about the subtopics which we have studied. As you know that the name of the chapter is All Changing Earth, and in this chapter we have studied about the subtopics which are exogenic and endogenic forces. What do you mean by endogenic and exogenic? Endogenic forces which acts inside the earth. Suppose that volcano, landslides, earthquakes. And second one is exogenic forces which acts on the surface of the earth. Understand? And we have also read about meanders and oxbow lake. What do you mean by the term meanders? Meander means when the rivers, when the river enters in plain, it takes twist and turn, and this twist and turn is known as meander. And when, because of taking twist and turn, when the portion becomes separated from the river, and that separated portion will be known as oxbow lake. Understand? After that we are coming distributary. What do you mean by the term distributary? When the river approaches towards the sea, it diverges. The river divides into channels because of slow stream, and these channels, these streams are known as distributary. So we are going to read the subtopics here: work of sea waves and work of ice. So before starting these, we have to memorize all the subtopics which we have read in our mind. So start the subtopic work of sea waves. In work of sea waves, we are going to study. First one is sea caves. What do you mean by in work of sea waves? What is the work of sea waves? In sea, all the erosion and deposition takes place with the help of sea waves. Understand? Sea waves is the agent in the sea. All the erosion and deposition takes place. Understand? So first is when the sea waves continuously strike at the rock and make a hollow-like structure, make a gap hollow-like structure. This is known as sea caves. This structure is known as sea caves. Understand? Because of sea waves striking up sea waves continuously, this type of structure will be formed. And after that we are coming, second one is sea arch. Sea arch. When the sea waves continuously strike against the rocks and make a wider, bigger cavities, hollow-like structure. Make a big cavity, hollow-like structure, and because of making hollow-like structure, big cavities, only walls of the rock will be remained, and this is known as what? Sea arch. This big cavities, this big cavity will be known as sea arch. Understand? After that, only what will happen? Only roof will be remained. Understand? After that, we are coming on the subtopic stack. When what will happen? And when the hollow-like structure will be remained here, big cavity, and what will happen? After that, these portion will be eroded and walls will be remained. Only walls will be remained. Suppose that this is a roof portion, that roof portion will be eroded, will be broken because of striking of the sea waves, and only the walls like structure will be remained, and this wall like structure will be known as stack. Understand? Stacks. And after that, the next term is sea cliff. What do you mean by sea cliff? This is vertical. You know that this is vertical rocks. The vertical rocks. These are the vertical rocks. These vertical steep in slant vertical rocks are known as sea cliffs. Understand? And the sea waves deposit sediments along the shores, forming beaches. And the sea waves, because of the help of sea waves, when the sea waves will deposit sediments, means silt, stone, and then silt, stone, sand near the shores, and it will form beaches. So students, you have to underline these lines. These are very, very, very important for you. Come on. In the heading, work of sea waves. Sea, underline it. Sea waves continuously strike at the rocks, crack the bluff. Over time, they become larger and wider. Thus, hollow-like caves are formed on the roof rocks. They are called sea caves. Next, underline. As these cavities become bigger and bigger, only the roof of the caves remains, thus forming sea arcs. And next one is stacks. What do you mean by the term stack? When the roofs will be eroded, will be broken, and only, you have to underline only here now, these wall-like features are called stacks. For the erosion breaks the roof, and only walls-like structure will be remained. The walls-like structure will be known as stacks. You have to underline from it. Next, underline. The steep rocky coast rising almost vertically above sea water is called sea cliff. And this is vertical rocks, and these vertical rocks are known as sea cliff in the water. Understand? Next heading is work of ice. Come on the subtopic. Glaciers are rivers of ice which to erode the landscape by bulldozing soil and stones to expose the solid rock below. Glaciers carve out deep hollows there. As the ice melts, they get filled up with water and become beautiful lakes in the mountains. The material carried by the glaciers such as rocks, big and small, sand and silt gets deposited. These deposits form glacial moraines. So here we are going to read about glacial moraines. Before it, when you know that glaciers are known as rivers of ice, and when the glaciers melt, they erode the landscape, the natural surrounding the area by bulldozing, making the lands plain. And after that, after melting of the ice will be filled in this landscape. And after melting of ice, the landscape will be filled, and this portion will be known as lakes. Understand? In the mountains, and the material carried by the glacier, and whatever the material, the sediments carried by the glacier, such as rocks big and small, sand and silt gets deposited. These deposits form glacial moraines. Glacial moraines. Moraines is a term, earth, stone, etc. that will be carried by ice. Understand? And left and melted. So what do you understand here? Work of ice. Work of ice means that glaciers are known as rivers of ice which erode the landscape, the natural surrounding, and after melting of ice, these region become lake, and when it melts, the glacier erode. What erode? Mountains, stone, sand and silt, and these are deposited, and these are known as deposited. When they are deposited, they are known as glacial moraines. Thanks for watching the video. I hope that you have understood these subtopics clearly. We will study the further subtopics in the next video. Thanks for watching the video. Thank you.